So this will continue on the last, excuse me, page editing video. This one's going to be a little bit more for if you are making a brand new page from scratch, or potentially if you want to add some content to an existing page and you want to use some of these more interesting elements like we've got here with the text on top of a photo, or some of these shaded rows, or you know, text next to a photo, etc. So we're going to start here by just coming in here and saying add new page. We'll end up deleting it here at the end just so nothing gets confused here on the site, but we'll just go ahead and say add new for now. And we'll say test page. And then here we will use what we were talking about before. This is where we override the text, override the page name with an actual headline. Now, when you first come to the page, you'll see that it doesn't include those blocks and such like we were looking at before. So what you'll want to do is go ahead and hit Backend Editor here, and then we can start adding elements like you saw before. Let's go ahead and save this as a draft. This is a nice way that you can work on a page without it being ever indexed by Google or potentially seen by anybody. So we can now at this point say view page. There won't be much to look at just yet, but you can see we've got a new page here with a new slug and a headline on the page as well. Now, we have created a few templates based on some of the elements that are already on the site so that you can just click and add things and then swap out the content. So that's right here under this little button. You can see if you hover over it, it says templates. You can click on it. Hopefully they're named easily, simply enough that makes sense for you, but you can rename them if you want to. In any case, let's just start with something really simple. This just says headlines, so we're just going to click on that. And it's going to drop in a pair of headlines for us. If we go ahead and hit Save Draft, we can see what those look like. Come out here and refresh. And so now we have an H2 and then what I'm just calling teal emphasis text. This isn't tagged as a headline, but it just helps direct the eye, and you can pull out a sentence and put it in here. Makes it a little more readable. We can then add a text box underneath that. So we can click right here on this add element. This one, it doesn't really matter. Click here, can choose text block here, and now we've got a text block that we can manipulate. I'm not going to bother changing that just now. We've also got in here a row with a shaded background. So if we go ahead and click that, I've got this one set up in 2 columns, but you could easily, switch it to 1 or to 3 or whatever it is that you want to use, and drag these elements accordingly. Let's go ahead and change it back to 2 again, and we'll see what that looks like so that we know what a shaded background row is. Go ahead and hit refresh here once we see that that's pretty much done. And here we see what that is. So we've got a headline and a text block. I'll have to look at why that is not even here. Okay, that template has been fixed. So then what else do we have here? We've got a call out with a photo background. I'm not sure if this is one that you're going to be actually using or not. I mean, you could potentially do it. We'll see. So if we click that and add it, it's going to add in one that already has text and an image in it from a previous page. So let's go ahead and hit Save Draft and see what that looks like. So here we've got that row for private college math tutors. So to change out what that looks like, we would just come in here, and obviously you can edit this text as needed. And a new headline. My other video is uploading in the background and slowing everything down. And then to change out the photo, you would come right here to this pencil that's on the row. And under this Design Options tab, you would choose a new photo here. So click on the plus here, and you can see we've got this one here. You're going to want one of similar dimensions, and you're going to want one, obviously where the content is enough scooted over that it leaves a room for the text here, because we wouldn't want her face right behind this. So yeah, it seems like you have some skills with figuring these things out. So Photoshop or some photo editing software to darken the image a bit and just crop it to a narrow perspective like this, and you can swap it out for something else. So we could choose these backpack gals here instead. Hit Save Changes, Save Draft, hit Update here. So yeah, that one's not working excellently in this particular instance, but you can see how that kind of works. Now, we've got this bumped right up against here, so we're going to want a little spacer in here. We're going to come here and hit plus, and we're going to say empty space. And this default height is just great. And we're just going to drag this right above here. We'll hit Save Draft. We'll hit Refresh. And we've got a nice space right above there now. All right, let's go a little bit further. There's a couple other templates we've got in here. Click in here. We've got a text and photo option as well, where we just went ahead and did a fraction here for you and dropped in a photo. The photo has a class on it for this red border bottom, so that when you publish it, it's got the orange stripe along the bottom. Yeah, that just makes it easy for you to get that picture in there and not have to remember that. And if you don't want to use it in this particular relationship or, fractional relationship or something else, you can easily drag it somewhere else, do whatever it is that you need with it. And then one other, we've got the full contact form and review row, like you see right down here, built out. Let's go ahead and add that. You can see right here that it's got reviews and then the post IDs. I will cover that in another one, but basically that works just like the tables. You can come here, you can see the reviews for each one. And if you click into any particular one, it will tell you what the post ID is right here. So if we wanted to change the one that we've got on here, which is Monica, and we wanted it to be Dawn instead, we would just change the number to 127. I guess I'm not doing a separate video for that. We're just going to do it right here. 127. Save. Save draft. Go ahead and update the page. And now you can see that it's Dawn's review here. At a certain point, once you get some Google reviews in there, I'm kind of digressing here in this video, but we might want to change over to an automated feed for your Google reviews and maybe have a reviews page on the website so that people can see all of those in one place. Some people who are, it's not a lot of folks, but some people might understand that this is one that you've entered in yourself, as opposed to a feed from Google, which gives the reviews a little more credibility. That would be something more like what we have here. You can see that these are reviews that came in from Google, and if somebody wants to see that review, they can click here and see that indeed that came from Anne Fournier, and that's on Google, and not one that's just been manually entered onto the website by yourself. In any case, getting back to the page editing here, I think there's at least one more here. So we've got a button on here, easy enough to add. In this case, it's just going to add it as its own row, but you could easily, let's see, we've got room here next to the kid. Drag it right up here. Get rid of that row, and then we can click edit on that. And whatever you want to show up on the button, that's where you edit it right here. And what you want it to link to is what you put in right here. So again, if you're linking to something on the site, you can find it right here. And then this is where you would change the text on that. Hit Save Changes. Let's go ahead and save that draft and see what it looks like. And then here we've got that button showing up right here. A lot of these things are very intuitive. We can see in this case that we might not want that button centered and instead left aligned. So if we click on that edit button again, can scroll down here and we can see here's alignment, so we could just change that to left aligned. Save changes, save draft, and refresh. Ta-da, we've got a nice left aligned button along with our text and our headline. Really, there is a lot that can be done with this page builder. It is called WP Bakery. So there are plenty of tutorials out there on YouTube and elsewhere, I'm sure, that are better done than what I've done here, but these cover the basics and some of the items that are specific to your website on this. So I think this will get you a long ways. Let me know if you want something additional and I can make another video. Maybe I will just go ahead and leave this test page in place since it's in draft mode and nobody can see it, and you can come back to it and reference it while you're looking at the video if you want. And obviously you can just easily delete it when you're ready. Just hit trash on that when you want. I will come back and make another couple of videos, one on the menus and one on adding some reviews, and then I think we'll almost be done. Thanks.